Hello, welcome. You're listening to Mystic Orange, and this is the talking in the shadows. I will list the title of this video in the. I will put the full title of this video, of this episode. In this episode, I'll be talking about Winx Club Season 1, Episode 17, Royal Heartbreak. Um, Thank you for joining in and listening to this video. I will link the video, the episode of this video, of this show in the community tab. So make sure to check out the community tab. That's where I will link the full show of this episode. So in this episode, it's gonna be a little bit different. It's not gonna be like structured how I would do it. This is just gonna be a little bit more different. It's gonna be more ranting video because we're dealing with episode 17. I think in comparison to episode 15, I think episode 15 is a boring episode, but I think this one is a bit more of a topical episode because um, it, you either hate it or love it. I think I'm both in both sides. There's so much thing you can talk about this episode, and which is does like get people talking. It is one of the episodes that people talk about because the problem it has. First of all, I love it when there's drama involved. When there's good drama, there's good drama. So this is one of those episodes that does have good drama in it, but it's still, but the bad implication of this episode still haunts us to this day. You know. So, what's this episode about? It's the Day of the Royals in Winx Club in Red Fountain in Winx Club, and it, I would uh, I'm gonna talk about the show spontaneously. Um, I'm gonna talk about the best part first. I think my favorite part of this episode is just Farragonda and Griffin just in the Focus dub. They're just funny situations together. But I want to talk about situations in this episode rather than the pieces. So Bloom is supposed to the Bloom and Sky have been having issues. Um, I think I might make a new video about this. Like, I might rant about this more, but in this is more of a review. I would say Brandon. I mean Sky. His name is Sky. I keep forgetting. I bet if you're like a OG fan, you would confuse Sky and Brandon a lot. This episode is where we find out that Sky is Brandon and Brandon is Sky. So, um, yeah. I think if you're a Nick kid, Nick person, you probably don't have this problem. But I think us lot we did have this confusion, especially in season one. When the names have been revealed to us. Um, so Bloom has been ghosting. Uh, I mean, Sky has been ghosting Bloom all the throughout the later seasons, like later episodes. Um, like from episode 14, when Sky found out that Bloom is our witch, he's been not like ghosting her since that episode. But I feel like um, Sky was pretty prejudiced in that episode anyway. Uh, I'm just gonna rant about I think this episode is just gonna be me ranting about Sky, not the whole episode. Um, so yeah, Sky has been like a jerk to Bloom. Um, I would say Sky is dislikable, but he's not hateable like Riven is. Sky is dislikable. He has done so many things that I think he has done a lot of bad things. Um, like for example, being prejudiced about witches, ghosting Bloom, and but he has done good stuff as well. Like he does have his moments. So I can't say like he's completely bad. He's not like Craven where like completely have agenda with, but I do have agenda with Sky as well, just not a whole lot. Um, and people will say that um, uh, like uh, they hate Bloom, but I don't hate Bloom at I don't dislike Bloom either. I do like Bloom. So I'm one of the people who does like Bloom. Yes, she does have like um, the main protagonist thing, but really, in my opinion, Bloom is um, just a troubled character. I think she's going through so much crap in this show, especially in the first 3 seasons. Like she has trauma, really. Like she's a victim of all this. So yeah. Anyways, Sky has been ghosting Bloom, and I feel bad for Bloom because uh, what boyfriend does that? Doesn't even contact you for no reason. Um, Yeah, so like Sky, I don't think the name thing is a problem here. Like I wouldn't care if like Sky, if I was Bloom or Stella, I wouldn't care if Sky's name or Brandon names changed. I'd be more upset about Sky just, you know, it not telling Bloom about Diaspora. You know, uh, Sky basically like you know has been two timing Diaspora and Bloom. So really, the main problem of this whole thing is Sky. So here's the cause of this um, whole thing. Um, so here's like the glaring person to like look at. I feel like this is kind of like a narcissistic thing. I think he's better in Far Kids. Like, I think the voice actor of Sky does better, but I feel like in general, in Sinnerly Sky, I do feel like he plays that narcissistic princely Sky quality. He thinks so much about himself. I think Winx Forever podcast, she kind of mentioned it. Uh, all of the dates, he would talk about himself a lot. He barely, engages with Bloom. So I think, yeah, this guy is a terrible person. Just as a boyfriend, and as a person anyway. So yeah. So I think if people will think like Brandon is a bad person, but I don't think so. in my opinion, I think Brandon is actually a good person, because when you think about this whole situation, like Sky changed his name um, because he wanted to protect himself, you know, save himself from whoever it was, Yoshi no, Naya, yeah, and this whole situation with Diaspro engagement thing. Um, he didn't want to be with Diaspro, and um, so yeah. But if you think about it, Brandon is actually the good guy here. Like he sacrificed himself for his best friend. Like like his name his name was changed to Sky. So if when you think about it, it is kind of like putting himself in a target, like for Yoshinoya. So you know, so in that aspect, like Brandon is a good person, and Sky is kind of selfish. I think this kind of like um, highlights like what sort of person Sky is, and what sort of person Brandon is, and what person like Bloom is, what sort of person Riven is, and what sort of person Timmy is. I will talk about them later, but um, so Sky basically dissed um, Bloom. I think this in this video is just me talking about how terrible Sky is. Yeah, this is the episode. Um, I would have talked about other things in this that happened in this episode, but I feel like this should be on different video. In this video, it's just me just talking about how terrible Sky is. I feel like both Bloom and um, as, both Bloom and Diaspro are the victims here. Like you can point out the flaws that Bloom did and in this episode, but when you break it all down, it's all Sky's fault. Like he could not he could have told her the truth from the very start, or he could not have made moves with Bloom at all. They could have just been friends. This kind of like it makes me think like the relationships in the show is kind of fast. If I was Bloom, in my opinion, I would not be with Sky at all. Because if he has been tea timing me, he could have been doing that from the start. Uh, just don't be with a narcissist. I'm just saying. Um, if you really think about it, um, and I think Sky in this episode he has been showing aggression. Like yes, I think Riven is a hateable person, but I think that in situations in this episode he has been like I think Sky has been showing like um, he's easy to react to things like when there's a fight between Riven and Sky. Riven, yes, he is being antagonistic, but Sky is basically like um, he's reacting to this like what sort of person does that? He needs to control his temper. The Sky does. I don't really care about Riven or Sky. When they had the fight in this episode, I really didn't care about either. So it really shows like what a specialist are like. And I like the other two guys, like Brandon and Timmy. I love those two. They don't cause problems at all. I think Timmy, in my opinion, is my favorite of all because He's just chilling. He causes problems with no one. I think if you check my specialist ranking video, um, I have made comments about like why I think Timmy is a good person, and why I think Brandon is a good person, and why I think like Sky and Riven aren't good people. Um, so yeah, for I think this whole video was just me ranting about Sky, and yeah, I will talk about uh, other stuff in the next video. So yeah, I'm sorry if this video wasn't what you expected, but I don't make expectations. I don't meet people's expectations. So thank you for watching, and like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, goodbye.